Hi, English 101. I'm going to talk through today's day 20 of our lesson plan. I'll pull this up and maybe make the screen a little bit bigger so we can go through it together. And then I'll do something separate about the editing and proofreading Prezi, which I borrowed from somewhere else, but I think it'd be helpful for us to follow along with it. Um, as you note right here, the first thing I want to remind you is we're going to start looking at book 2 and book 3 here for our second essay. So if you haven't ordered it or you haven't gotten it from the bookstore, now would be a good time to get it here. By next Wednesday, we want to start looking at the first 82 pages of book 2. I'll also post this as well, which are the topics for essay 2. And it has to do with book 2 and book 3. And it has also something to do with some letters that we're going to read. So I'll go through that a little bit more. But before you start reading, if you want to know the assignment and what to look for, that would be a good thing to know about. So the homework, which is due by midnight Friday, which is today, Friday, I should say, is this MLA in text and works cited. That's a Prezi along with a worksheet. You've already turned this in, your rough draft of Essay 1 and your peer reviews for it. We did, as I mentioned earlier, terrific on that. Then there's the peer review, which you did yesterday, and the works cited rough draft, which you did yesterday. Peer review is meant to wrap everything up, and the works cited rough draft is just some kind of mechanical things that we should learn how to do if we want to document our sources properly, especially for book 1. And then today, there is an opportunity for you to get some help with proofreading and editing using one of these online tools. Grammarly is probably the best one. You can either take a picture of the result or you can upload the PDF that they give to you. So you click around on that. There's some instructions on how to do that. But if you have problems, let me know. And then questions for self-review. This is that last checklist where you answer yes or no, I think to 11 questions. And if you find a no to something, that's fine. Hopefully you do, in fact, because that will give you a sense that you've covered all your bases. Make changes to it, whether it's grammar or the questions for self-review. Finally, there's a video called Get in the Way, a documentary on PBS. It costs, I think, $3 or $4 on YouTube or Google Play, but there's some questions that go along with it, and that's worth 5 bonus points towards your homework score. Before we get to the editing and proofreading part of the lesson plan, I've included one last time some information on in-text citations right here. There's a quick video to explain what we mean when we say in-text or parenthetical citations. Here's the YVC fast guide to it. And if you want, there's a website that's kind of, I don't know, funny or silly called Shmoop, and they have a review of in-text citations there. So if you're struggling with it, those will be 3 really helpful sources for you. Remember, there are, from They Say, I Say, there are 2 templates, or 2 sets of templates, I should say, that are really helpful for including evidence in your essay. One is for a set for introducing quotations. The other is for after the quote, where you explain the quotation. So make sure you use a variety of these. You don't want to keep saying X states or Lewis states over and over again. And he's not a prominent philosopher, so I wouldn't use that one either. But find ones that are appropriate here and make sure that you connect with a bridge your words to the quote, and then to connect the quote back to your words. This one works a lot. Another word works really well. You wouldn't say X, you'd say Lewis in that case. All right, at the end of the lesson plan today has this proofreading Prezi, which I'll walk you through here in a minute, and also some tips on developing objectivity, how to see your paper differently than hearing it in your own voice, especially as you go back through and look for things like punctuation, sentence problems, grammar, and spelling. Those are some common issues that pop up and can cost you a point or 2 here and there. These links right here, I believe that one is to a YVC link, but a lot of these are going to be, to Khan Academy, short videos, 2 or 3 minutes. So if you have problems with verb tense or you have problems with commas, one of the absolute most common problem is quotation marks or use of italics. So do I put it in quotes? Do I put it in italics? This video right here is super helpful. As we get right towards the end of the quarter, we'll probably have some exercises that go with capital letters, apostrophes, commas, and quotation marks. But that might be helpful for you to look at right now. There's also a section here on spelling, and one of the frequent mistakes we make now, since spelling is checked for us, is commonly confused words or also people's names. So Lewis or Thurgood Marshall or James Foreman or James Farmer, and there's different names for different people in different books. You want to make sure that you're spelling those correctly. So I'll go over some of this in more detail in the second in the second video. But for now, that's the overview of the lesson plan for day 20, week 4. We're really close to having our final drafts turned in Tuesday. Again, if you want to get 2 bonus points for your final draft of this essay, you can turn it in on Saturday morning. So those are big bonus points. They're bigger than homework bonus points. So I hope you'll take me up on that. Let's see if I can stop this. There we go. Nice work, and we'll see you on Monday.